Welcome to the 106th episode of the Meeple Society, a podcast about board games hosted by two longtime role players turned avid board gamers. My name is Katie.
I'm Greg.
On this episode, we revisit a conversation we had on the last episode about the games we own and start to break them down a bit, hopefully touching on many of our favorite games along the way. And since we expect this trip into hand management to take a bit, we will go straight into our first look of our newest crowdfunding arrival, a game that takes us into the late 21st century where the demand for robotic workers is high. But first.
You did another crowdfunding.
We. Just so happened I pushed the button, but we talked about it.
Mm-hmm. All I did was show her a video.
Uh-huh. You watched the whole video.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You watched the entire game, I thought.
No.
Anyway. Last episode, we discussed the fact that we had gotten in camping season by Sweater Bear Games. And we said we were going to touch back once we got a chance to play with the catch-up mechanic, and we did. Mm-hmm. We've played it a few times with the catch-up mechanic, and boy, does it make a difference. In our first game, there was probably 140 point spread between first and last place.
Yes. In
every game since, there's been less than a 20 point spread.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the person who took first right off the bat always got first, always stayed in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it wasn't 140 point spread. It made the game much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah.
But I feel like if that's the thing, if every time the person gets that lead, they stay in that lead.
Even though they got no extra money during the game from it.
Yeah.
It's all in the decisions you make in the first season or two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still want to play it some more. I very much enjoy it.
We're going to play it some more because we're going to do
4
a
or
review.
5 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do a review on it anyway, full review and the gameplay of it. So we're looking for that.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, very interesting game. I still very much enjoy it.
So to the crowdfunding one.
But the crowdfunding one, Sweater Bear Games, we talked about the fact they had a third game out, and we had not even looked at it. We hadn't backed it. It didn't have anything to do with the outdoors. So it didn't catch my attention. It's called the, Wand Maker's Apprentice.
The Wand Maker's Apprentice, yes.
So we looked into it. It is a 2-player head-to-head game, though it doesn't feel like your typical head-to-head. Really, the only thing you're contesting over is some customers.
Mm-hmm.
One person's trying to sway customers. Totally asymmetric game. Both players have completely different goals and completely different ways they have to achieve those goals. So one player is playing the wand maker. The other player plays the apprentice. The wand maker is working out of his shop. The apprentice is working out of the streets.
He's got the black market stuff.
Yes.
Selling it in the alleys.
Yes. He's working out of the alleys. He also has the risk of getting caught.
Yes.
Doing this because he's not licensed to do so. He's still an apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really interesting. It looked really good. We ended up late backing it.
Yeah.
For like the deluxe version of it.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to getting this. I didn't even look to see when it was due in.
Yeah, you backed the exclusive Ultimate Game Found edition.
Is that what I did? Okay.
Yeah, and this is the one that this edition of the game will not be offered afterwards. Game Found's done, after it's delivered. I'm
looking forward to it. It looks really good. It looks like something we would very much enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking to see if it told me when it's due out in October. So not terribly far. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to bring up the fact that I caved. We caved and ended up backing this game.
There's no we to it.
Oh, whatever.
I did not push the button for you.
Whatever. You're the one who sold me on it.
I just pushed you towards the button.
That's right. Yes.
And then asked you, did you actually back that?
Yeah. So anyhow, looking forward to that one. So more to come on that when it comes in. So, all right. That's all of our Kickstarter news.
That's all of our Kickstarter news. Well,
we got one in. We did get one in.
Yes.
We've been getting a lot of Kickstarters lately.
Yeah. Like we have 3 reviews and 3 gameplay videos. Actually, 4 gameplay videos if you want to count Revive.
Oh yeah, we still have to get Revive done. Well, one of them wasn't a Kickstarter though. Biome was not a Kickstarter.
No,
that was
Biome
a prize
was
winning.
given.
That was a prize that I won at Ladies' Night. But we've gotten camping season in, so I guess we haven't gotten that many.
And
it's been
now
2.
we have Age of Automaton,
Automaton
which we will talk about later.
And from my understanding, the new expansion to Earth should be here soon.
Mm-hmm.
And Empire Builders should be soon.
Yeah, it should be soon too.
So we've got 2 more coming soon. Have we ever done a gameplay? I know I did a rules breakdown for Earth. I don't think we ever did a playthrough.
No, you only did a rules breakdown.
Yeah. Huh.
Maybe you could do some more rules breakdowns for the other expansions.
The 2 expansions. Well, I'm teaching it at Gen Con, so I probably should relearn them anyway, just to make sure.
Well, there you go. You do a rules breakdown of the game on video, and then you just bring in your computer and put it at the end of the table. So here you guys go, learn from her. Oh, it's me. Sorry.
Right. I don't know how that'll work, but okay. Sure. Mm-hmm. Anyway, neat idea, though. I wonder if I could make that work for Firefly and some of the
Firefly?
Whatever. Because we're teaching, so spoilers, we are going to be at Gen Con this year. We are actually on Saturday afternoon. We are working with a group that somebody I met through Ladies Night. I don't remember the name of the group. I'm sorry. But I know we're going to be on the stadium floor.
Mm-hmm.
We are teaching on Saturday. We will be down there probably from 10 o'clock in the morning for the rest of the day, for the majority of the day.
And these are ticketed events.
These are ticketed events. I am teaching Earth, Planet Unknown, 1 game of Planet Unknown, because there is somebody else teaching it also, and a game of Life of the Amazonia. So I'm teaching total of 4 games.
I'm doing Firefly, and I don't remember what the other game was.
Rock Hard 77.
Rock Hard 1977.
Right. And then our son, you've all heard Justin. You've seen him on video. I hope so anyway. You've seen him on here before. He will be doing Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. He will be teaching 3 games of Heat. So if you go to Gen Con, stop in and at least say hi. That'd be great.
Over at the stadium.
We
get more information. Saturday. We'll let you guys know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. As we get more information. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up.
Gen Con's easy for us to go to because it's just right down the road.
20 minutes down the road. Yep, exactly. All right. Well, shall we move on?
Yeah. Okay, so on our last podcast, we talked about how many games we have because it was one of the questions that a coworker, I think, or was it the homeowner?
It was
anyway,
one of your
It was in that group of questions. If you haven't seen that or listened to that one, go back and listen to it, and you'll see what we're talking about. So I was like, well, why don't we've discussed how many games we have, although we didn't actually come up with the exact same number depending on where we looked.
And after that episode, I started going back and comparing my spreadsheet to BGG and found a lot of discrepancies. Games we'd gotten rid of a long time ago that were still on BGG, but not on my spreadsheet. Games that were off of BGG, but I still had on my spreadsheet for some reason. So I started meshing them together. Unfortunately, I'm only in the Ds, so I've not gotten very far because it's a long process. Because as I find mistakes, I have to go into one or the other and fix them. And there's expansions to involve, and there's promo stuff, and it's a long process. But I'm hoping maybe in the next month I'll actually have a concise list, and both lists will match. Anyway, enough of that.
Anyway, so I figured, why don't we break this down by mechanics? How many games do you have of a certain mechanic? And this week, I want to talk about hand management.
Okay.
So I looked up on the definition of hand management on BGG. I'm going to read this to you. So it says, in hand management games, players have a hand. Really? And we have 2. Of cards. Or dominoes, tiles, etc. So I didn't even think about dominoes and tile laying cards where you have the tiles to choose from is considered a hand management game.
I wonder if
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
yes, Hanabi was one of them.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I at? Okay. From which they select one to play. The game rewards players for playing the cards in certain sequences or groups. The optimal sequence grouping may vary depending on board position. Cards held in the hands played by opponents. Manage your hand means gaining the most value out of available cards under given circumstances. Trick taking, of course, is a special form of hand management, but the games that implement should be tagged only with that mechanic. Hand management has no relation to action or dexterity. Well, of course it doesn't. I wouldn't like it if it had connected to dexterity.
No.
Yeah. So I have an app on my computer I don't think it goes on the phone. It's called Geek Group, and on here it keeps track of your BG group. I think it's affiliated with Board Game Geek because they use all the raw data from Board Game Geek. But it just has all kinds of different information, all these different types of insights on how many designers, how many games by a designer you have, or mechanics, or it tells you what the weighted games that you play the most of. Like on this one, it's the light medium games between 2.0 and 2.24 we play the most of.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of different. I thought it was a little bit more towards the higher medium, at least.
The heavy stuff takes longer, so we don't play it as often.
True.
And here lately, if you think about it, we've been doing a lot of lighter games because of the travel stuff. So once we get done with that series, yes, it probably will sway toward the heavier games.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go into our hand management games. We have, this says 251. If you back out of that.
I thought it said 264 or
261.
I wonder what 10 it took out.
I don't know. So we're going to do all of our games. We're not going to do all 260 some odd games that are hand management.
Goodness.
We're going to do our top. I think it's 43 of them, starting at ranking of an 8 on BGG.
Right. Yeah, because we scrolled through the bottom of the list and we're like, there were more on there that I don't remember than I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've played a lot of games with this playing through our collection and all of the travel games, a lot of which we don't even own anymore. So, yeah.
And if we did all of them, this would be like a 3 to 4 hour podcast.
And you don't want to listen to us just list off games.
Yes.
Trust me.
So the first two are Wingspan and Wormspan.
Right. Which play very similar, but very different. I prefer Wingspan. I know you prefer Wormspan. And in both of them, you are managing a card of either birds or dragons, although Wormspan also has the caves that you're trying to manage. Yep. And there's resources you're managing, but, you know, both of them are tableau builders. You lay a card down, you get to activate something. I like the concept of this one. I really do.
Next one's Transmissions. And
we just played this the other night.
Yeah, and this one is that hand management is you have a set of a deck, just a real thin deck.
Yeah, 7 cards.
And you get 3 cards, and you're picking one of those, and this is what's moving the 3...
There's
4 robots.
4 robots on the board. They're shared robots, though, so everybody gets
everybody
to move
moves them. And on your card, your 3 cards, you'll have either it's this robot you're going to move, or it's a robot in one of these 3 spaces or 2 spaces you get to move. And then the robots all move a certain length, which is on your robot card.
Yeah.
To let you know. And plus on the card, too, it tells you how far that robot moves. But if you don't have that card in your hand and you only have location cards, then you look at your board and it tells you.
So the hand management is deciding which robot you're going to move and what you're going to do with that particular robot.
Yep. Yeah. Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef. This one we've only played a couple times. We played this just recently.
We did. This one has everybody, each character has a deck of cards. And you are occasionally you get to actually put out a card from that deck. You can pull so many cards and pick, if I remember correctly. And it's just different abilities. I don't know that I would call this a hand management, but I guess that mechanism's in there.
Yeah. Yeah, these are just games that has hand management.
Right.
The Captain is Dead. This one is all about managing your resources. This is a resource management, but the resources are on cards.
Right.
So.
And it's not even resources, it's knowledge. Your knowledge in engineering, your knowledge in all these different things. And you have to have those cards in order to do different things around the ship, which can get very difficult to manage eventually. So,
Tesla versus Edison, War of Currents.
Right. That's the full game.
Yes, this is the full game of it.
What is the card management in that one? I feel like we just played this too.
Yeah, we just played this and we really, really like it. But this is your people.
Oh, your people. Yes.
You're managing all your people, whatever they're called. One's the inventor, like Nikolai Tesla, and the other one is...
There's also propaganda cards that you can grab, and there are cards in it. I don't know that you don't ever have a hand of cards, though.
No, you do not have a hand of cards. I think most of the management part is when are you going to play this person and why? Because each card has a certain a certain amount of things they can do during the action
Right.
on the cost, and or like Nikolai Tesla has a 2 in propaganda. Why would I have so much trouble there?
I don't know, but I was having the same issue.
But he has a 2, so he's getting 2 propaganda cards, or he can pick up the 2 cards, or
he gets. I don't remember. Oh my gosh!
Anyway, so let's go back to this one. He has. Good Lord, I don't even. Sorry, guys, it's been a minute.
It hasn't been that long.
But he has 3 in the energy and 1 in tech. I think that's what it is. But he has no money, so he could go up in one of the AC or DC. Which why would he go up in the other one?
Yeah.
Or in battery, or light bulb. I'm sorry, light bulb.
Yeah.
But he has no money to make a.
He doesn't get any kind
patent.
of discounts for the patents,
Right?
Because otherwise, those I think give you the discounts for the patents.
Yeah. So like his partner here, Thomas Edison, has $1, so he can get a patent.
I wouldn't consider this hand management though, because literally you're
says
getting the
card in the rules that it's a hand management game.
I would disagree with that classification on this one.
Okay.
I don't think it's because you never have a hand of cards.
Let me see you do this one. Seasons. This is every bit of a hand management game because it's when are you going to put this card down in your tableau.
So Seasons has you start the game with like 12 cards
and you draft them. You take a certain amount and you pass them along.
You do. You draft them and then you have to take what you have left
and stick them in 3 different seasons.
You have to decide what season they're going to come out in, first, second, or third season. Mm-hmm. And then at the start of that season, you get those cards. And throughout the game, there are ways to pull more cards.
Yeah.
So, yes, this is every bit of a hand management because you are determining right at the start of the game when you want these cards to come to be available to you.
Yep.
It's not even when they come out. You may never get them down. But when do you want them available to you?
So we have Res Arcana here at 8. This is probably one that's actually going to go down in the rankings. Because I think the last time we played it, I know you did not typically like it.
It's fine. It just feels very samey to me.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
There's expansions you can get that kind of changes things, though. But
and this one, there are cards. Again, you start with 10 cards. Yeah, you only got 10 cards.
That's it. That's all you get. There's no way to pick up new cards.
You get dealt 10 cards at the start of the game, and that's what you've got. And you're trying to get those cards down by paying certain resources.
And you're trying to get to 10 points, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Quirkle Flux. Quirkle Flux. No, don't do Quirkle and Flux. Quirkle Flex. This is a tile management game.
It's a Quirkle
just
game
like Quirkle.
with a twist. Because now you're also looking at the background colors. The background colors change a little bit. So you're looking at those as well. And between the two, it's a fine game. Don't get me wrong. If I had my choice, I'd probably play the base Quirkle. Just because it's a little more straightforward. I certainly would never teach this one first.
No, teach Quirkle first.
Yes, absolutely.
Then maybe Quirkle cubes.
Yeah.
Then take them to this one.
There you go.
Mystic Veil, can you consider this a hand management game? Because you get what you have.
Yes. I just played this recently.
I guess the management is when do you stop putting out cards?
Yes. Well, there's that push your luck aspect of when do you say, this is enough, I'm not going to push it before I bust. There's also it's a card crafting game. So when you are buying stuff to put into your deck, you have to slot those into other cards. So those cards become more powerful, or you're using up some of your blanks, which could help. There's certain strategy in not touching your blanks versus filling up some of those blanks so that every card does something. This last time I tried a strategy where I left my blanks alone and I tried filling in the other cards first, and it did not work well for me. So I will probably abandon that strategy. But I know it's a good strategy. It's an interesting game.
So we got Miller's Zoo. This one is one that you had never even heard of.
Nope.
At Gen Con,
we sat down. It at Gen Con.
We sat down at Gen Con and learned it and played it. And then she turned around and taught it to another family before we even left the booth after we played it, though.
Yeah.
But this is one that this was on my list of games to get at Gen Con, or at least wanted to try it out, try and demo it. We ended up buying it. And this one's all about a zoo in Canada, and the people you can play in the game are actually zookeepers up there, and
Yeah.
you're doing what they do. It's all
This
about
has a legacy version to it, a legacy aspect to
Yeah.
it, which
Yep.
we've gotten about a third of the way through. That's another one we need to mark as a legacy. It's an interesting game. The whole hand management of it is you are managing the resources to, which could be playtime or health or
Yeah.
food or whatever, to appease the animals, to give them what they need so that they don't have problems, I guess. Yeah. It's an interesting little game.
Okay, so the next one on our list is Mandala. You really like this game.
I do.
I'll play this game. I like it. I'll play it. I know I'm going to lose.
Now, we've done a video on this one. It's actually one of our highest rated or highest viewed 2-player games. But
I have won this game.
You
though.
have. You've won it
I've
a
won
few
it
times.
A few times,
lot.
apparently.
Goodness gracious.
I didn't think I won it that many times.
Yeah, you've won it more than I have. Anyway, so this is, again, card play. You've got a couple different areas onto the board you can play onto, and it's all about area control on the board. There's 7 different colors, and when those 7 colors are all on one side of the board, one mandala, then that mandala breaks, and it's all about card collecting because you're collecting sets of cards to put down into your river, and where those styles of cards appear in your river determines on how much the cards in your cup are going to score at the end of the game. It's an interesting, I really like it.
Yep. Next one is Kuntahora, the City of Silver. The card management is the cards in your hand, and those are the actions you're going to take.
That's right.
And you
they're
got to decide,
double-sided.
are you going to which side of the card you're going to use?
I did not remember much about this one.
Going to the Santa Barbara area where you're building the cathedral, and yeah.
I remember really liking this one, but we've only gotten to play it once.
We've only gotten it out once.
Because we bought it after we started this whole series of playing through our collection. So we played it with the K's, and we haven't unfortunately played it since.
Well, I thought we played this right after Gen Con. Or no, we didn't get it at Gen Con. We got this on one of our trips home.
Yeah, we got it on one of our trips.
It's a wonderful world.
I love this game.
She absolutely
This is another drafting game where the card management is what you're going to do with that card. Are you turning it in for the resource it provides you, or are you going to lay it down to try to build it? And if you build it, then it becomes a permanent resource for you rather than a one-time resource. Yeah, I've always really enjoyed this one.
Yep. Heat, pedal to the metal.
I mean, this one, again,
we have played this to death.
You've got
we have now played all the way through the base box and both expansions. We're waiting for that 3rd expansion to come out. I think it is actually out. We just have not picked it up yet.
I haven't. I think it's been announced. It is not out yet. I just saw the announcement for it like a month and a half ago.
Well, it's Days of Wonder. Days of Wonder doesn't do Kickstarters.
Well,
They're one of the groups that say, hey, this game's coming out. Boom, there it is.
Right. Well, I know they announced it, and it was something to do with puddles. No, I don't remember now. I don't remember.
Let me look at it here real quick. That's Legends. Rocky Roads.
Rocky Roads, that's right. So it's due out here soon.
Okay, so no, they say it's released
as of yesterday.
February 27th. The new tracks are South Africa and Germany. So now that could be that it was released in Europe.
Yeah.
It may not be here in the United States yet, though.
It includes a new car and the 1966 season components.
At Asmodee North America, you can pick it up for $37.99.
Oh, well, we'll have to get that for the kids.
Well, road trip when we're out.
Yeah.
We'll look for it. See.
Yeah. Sure. Well, and we're in the middle of something else right now, so we'll go back to Heat after we finish Ticket to Ride.
And I believe that's on this list. So, Great Western Trail. Probably. This is all about handling your cattle.
Yes, the hand management is managing your cattle.
Do I need to get rid of this cow because I have too many of them in there when I'm trying to take them to Kansas City?
So let me sell them and see if I can pull something different.
Yep. Ex Libris is all about managing your books and where to put them in there and trying to get the most points out of how you arrange them. Eminent Domain.
This is a deck build. This is one of the first deck builders we ever bought.
Yes,
this was a fluke. I bought it for $5 on a clearance sale.
Liked, but I was really surprised when I was looking at this the other day of how many plays. Oh no, we have 12 plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
maybe it's been another game that said only 6. I was like, no, we've played this game more than 6 times.
Well, maybe we played it a lot more before I started tracking. Remember, I didn't start tracking until 18.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, but Eminent Domain is a deck builder where you've got 5 different options you're building your deck with, and how many of those cards you have in your hand determines the strength of the action you can take when you take it. And eventually you get too many of one card, and you've got to figure out a way to get rid of them because they're not helping you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like it.
Cosmoctopus. I love this game. This one is how you're playing your... Yeah, it's all your hand. I mean, you're getting cards, you're playing cards, you get different things in the game.
Yeah, you like this one. It's it's good. I don't mind it.
Cold Express. This is a hand management with a twist because you're deciding what cards that you drew, what cards you're going to actually play and
it's
when.
It's programming.
And hope that it's going to come out at that time.
Yeah.
But when does any programming game actually come out perfectly how you expect it to be? I don't know how many times I've went to punch somebody, but got pushed up to the top of the train where nobody's at, and I'm just fighting the air.
This is an interesting one. We actually sat down to try the new version at Gen Con a couple years ago. And I know that these people who teach them in the halls are volunteers, and they may not be given the game till the night before to learn it. But poor lady, we had to teach her how to play the game.
Yeah.
Because she was playing it completely wrong. And she was taking out the programming aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And once we taught her we played it that way for one round, and then said, okay, do you mind if we show you the right way? And the way it's supposed to be played. And we did, and everybody at the table so much more enjoyed it.
Yeah.
When you get that programming aspect into it.
Yeah, because there was a group of guys there that just bought the game.
Yeah.
And they wanted to know how to play it, and she was still kind of reading the rules. She goes, "Oh, please sit down and help us learn this game."
Yeah, I'm glad we did.
Yep.
I'm glad we did. It's such a cool game.
Yep. Century Spice Road. I don't know if they can see Groot over there.
I don't know if you can see Groot over here because he doesn't want to stand on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
No, guys, we have the dogs this weekend, and they are getting impatient. Hi.
And there's Rocket.
I don't know if you guys can see them or not. I don't know if the camera's wide enough. Okay. Anyway, Century Spice Road. Again, hand management of you're building your hand full of different actions.
Yeah, when you're going to play that action.
How to trade, how to get more material, all that. So, yeah.
Cat in the Box.
So this is a trick-taking game.
Yes, it is, but it's all about when are you going to decide.
When are you going to push your luck with it? There's a push your luck aspect to it.
When are you going to say, I don't have blue cards, or I don't have this card, or... And what card are you going to play? Because you want to be able to put your marker in the right spot.
Yes,
on the board.
because the points at the end of the game. Yes, the tricks give you points when you take a trick.
Yes,
but the majority of your points are coming from the location of your pieces on the board.
Pieces connecting.
But the biggest difference with this one is that Cat in the Box all the cards are black.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a trick taking game where all the cards are black, and you assign the color of the card. The trick the suit of the card is decided when you play it based on where you put your piece down on the board. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying this 2 is a blue, but maybe I've already said I don't have any blues left because I really wanted to play trump to take a trick, and I needed to get my line up into that red. So I love this trick taking game. It's such a neat game.
So next one we got is Arc Nova. This has got a ton of cards.
This is your hand management is when to lay out the cards. When are you playing this specific animal?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have the habitat for it?
Mm-hmm. Aquatica is all about the cards and
yes.
when you're playing it and how you're playing it and where you're playing it.
Yeah.
Feast for Odin. I'm trying to think of...
What are the card play? This was
another game we have not played in quite a bit.
It's such a good game.
Mm-hmm.
It's tile placement.
This is all tile play. Oh, you have equipment cards.
Yeah. This is another one. I don't know that the hand management of this one is very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
This is more worker placement, action selection, tile placement on your individual board.
Yeah, like for hunting, you got to have the cards to go hunting, though, but you've got to get the cards. And since it's been so long since we played this game, I can't remember how you pick up more cards.
I don't remember the exact hand management of this one.
Seven Wonders is all about cards, but this is more of a drafting game.
Yeah.
It's not really, you're not managing a hand.
No, you're not.
you're managing your tableau of the cards you have out.
Yeah.
But
And maybe that's where it's coming into play. I don't know.
Sleeping Gods. Is there a lot of hand management in that? Because you do have the cards you get that have the different icons to be able to use during different parts of the game.
You
so I
do.
guess that
would
add
to your strength. Yeah, they do add to your strength.
I don't want to give away too much about that one.
No. But, well, they're like I said, the hand management of this one, I think, would be
the cards
where you're playing cards on specific characters in order to increase their strength in various aspects.
Underwater Cities. This is one of your favorite games.
It is one of my favorites. Been a long time since we played it. You do have a hand of cards. You can get more throughout, but those cards become almost bonus actions occasionally. If you play the right color card at the right time, you can take bonus actions off of them. That would probably be the hand management aspect of it.
Oh, we made it to 8.5.
Oh.
Sleeping Gods, I only rated 8.3.
Okay.
Race for the Galaxy. This is an early.
We're actually going to get to play this one tonight.
We're going to play that tonight. Oh, that's right. At Quapla Nerds.
We got to teach Doug and Mary how to play this tonight.
So Race for the Galaxy is one of the ones. This is one that I really like playing because, we know this game so well. We can play it so fast. Like when I'm doing this.
This is a 20-minute game.
I'm doing this. Okay, my turn. Okay, this. Okay, your turn.
The hard part of this one is the iconography.
Yeah, but once you get that down,
really hard to understand.
Yeah, once you get it down.
It's
there's
fast.
still iconography in the expansions that I was like going, so what does that do again?
Yes, we have to look them up every time. This is one, we actually have 2 copies of this game.
There's 5 expansions in this. One of them has 3 of them. The other one has 2 because, you can't mix those together. 3 of them can be mixed together and 2 of them can be mixed together, but these 2 cannot go with these. So we have 2 copies and the expansions are split up in there.
Yeah. Okay, so with this one, you're getting cards.
Yep. And you're deciding what buildings you're going to build and what buildings you're going to actually use to build those cards.
Right. What planets, what stations, whatever. But the cards are all dual purpose. They're money, but they're also the planet or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
and they're also
in
the actual game, they're also when you
they're resources too.
Yeah,
when you do the production action.
They go on the planet and they become resources that you get at the end.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But we actually bought some cubes, and now we use cubes for it and not use the cards. So we don't go through the decks as fast.
Yeah.
Meadow. What is the hand management in Meadow? I've only played this a few times now.
Okay, so Meadow, you have a hand of cards with various icons on it. Animals, fauna, and flora. And you are laying cards out. You can only go so many across, 8 to 10 across.
This again, really?
You do have a hand of cards though, because you're picking up cards off of the main board.
Well, when you pick up the cards off the main board, you put them into someplace
not right
on
away.
Your board, don't you?
Not right away, no, because usually you've got 2 or 3 cards in your hand still. There are ways to just take cards. There are ways to just play cards. You actually manage the cards that are in your hand. You may be saving up for a specific item.
I was saying, I thought most of the management in this game are the tiles that you're using to select your action.
Yes, that is absolutely part of it. But you do actually have a hand of cards of 2 or 3 cards. It's never very many.
I don't remember this game the same way, I guess. But like I said, it's been
a little
how long
while
ago
since
was the last time we played this?
Just a little
November
over a year
29th
ago.
of 2024.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
So my memory's not that great. Massive Darkness. This is not Massive Darkness 2 Hellscape or whatever it's called.
No, we only have the first one.
This is the original Massive Darkness. Yes. We originally backed this game on Kickstarter because we wanted the miniatures for our role-playing games.
And they never got used for that.
Yeah. We said, let's try the game, see what it's like.
Well, of course.
We were trying to go through all of our campaign games and get them played. Yep. And we picked this up and just fell in love with it. We replayed it again with Doug and Sarah. Yes,
we played one of the modules with Doug and Sarah. It's like a 6-part module.
Yeah. Well, we played through the whole book.
Well, yes, it was a 6. There's because you had the base adventures,
right? Yeah.
And then there was the Crystal Caverns. We played Crystal Caverns with them, and there were 6 parts to that, 6 adventures to that module.
Yeah, had a blast with this game. But the cards you are managing.
There are a lot of decks of cards in this one. I remember that. I don't remember. But most of them are like monsters and stuff. You're managing equipment cards. You do have to manage those.
And spell cards? Wasn't there spell cards?
Yeah, I think there were spell cards. Gosh, has it been that long since we've played this?
Yeah,
my goodness.
There's treasure cards, there's room cards, there's monster cards.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. There's a lot of decks.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those that we had to pull out our little
Yeah.
card holders for.
So, the monsters and room cards and everything, you don't really have to manage, but it's mostly your equipment and
cards,
stuff you're managing.
Yeah.
And special actions.
Yeah.
Marvel Champions, the card game. Yep.
Deck of cards.
Yep. You're drafting cards and you're figuring out what cards you're going to play. You're going to get
not
rid
drafting.
Of all the cards.
You're drawing cards off the top of your
draft?
deck.
I meant
draft.
drawing.
Yeah, you draw because everybody has their own special deck.
Lost Ruins of Arnak. You've got a small deck of cards, and you're drawing a certain amount of cards each round. And you can get more cards, and you're just managing
this is one of those
when you're playing it, what you're playing.
Yeah, you draw so few cards. If you build your deck too big, you're never going to see those cards again.
Yeah.
So
Iberia, this is in
it's a pandemic one.
This is a lot like Pandemic. This goes in that whole, it uses the Pandemic system, but this is more like Pandemic than any of the other system games.
Yes, because this one actually deals with illness.
Yes. Bruges, which is at an 8.5. It must have dropped. This one is my favorite Stefan Feld game. And this has multi-use cards, so your hand management is the part is, are you going to use this as a building or a house? Are you going to use it as what the card is?
The person.
Are you going to use it to get more followers? Are you going to use it to get more money? Are you going to use it to get rid of one of the
bad things?
The bad things,
whatever they're called. Yeah.
Or are you going to use it,
or to get a canal?
Yeah, to build on the canal.
I'm trying to think of all the symbols along the side.
And it's all on the card, so you can decide what you're going to use it for. But yeah, really love this game.
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride Legacy Legends of the West.
We are playing this one for the second time right now.
And that's all we are going to say about that game because it's a legacy game. It's a blast. This is our second time playing it, and we really like it. We're playing it with Justin and Jackie.
Yeah.
The Crew Mission Deep Sea. Boy, that dyslexia just messes with me.
Right? This is a trick-taking game. You've got to manage the cards in your hand to try to cooperate with everybody else.
Get the tricks for the people who need it while trying to get the tricks that you need to get your missions done.
Right, because everybody has a group mission, there are so many goal cards out, and every person ends up with a goal card.
At least one card.
And you have to make sure. So if my goal card says I need to capture the pink 2, then I have to capture the pink 2. If somebody else takes it, the mission's lost. Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting game.
Spirits of the Wild Awakening. Wow, this is a 9.
This is so
good. Ticket to Ride Legacy, it was a 9. Was the first 9. The rest of these are 9s, except for the very last one we'll talk about. I don't give a lot of 9s, or I don't have anything ranked at a 10 that I know of.
I'm surprised the top one's not. But anyway, we'll get to that. Spirits of the Wild. So we have 2 copies of Spirits of the Wild. We have Spirits of the Wild, and then we have Awakening.
And Awakening, the new one.
And the original one I picked up at a Target years ago.
When you were out in California.
And I bought it because it was a 2-player game. That was it. And we were actively working on 2-player games at the time and thought that that'd be a fun one to play. And it was. It turned into one of our favorite 2-player games. And then they came out with Awakening recently. Hasbro or Milton Bradley, whoever put this one out now. Hasbro. Finally listened and did a reprint of it. But now it's a much more module game.
Yeah, which is crazy because we were just talking about they could come out with, because we were talking about before this game was even announced, we was like, they should come out with some expansions, add
all
more modules where you can change up the animals, more spirit cards.
And
that's
behold,
exactly what this game is. The board, your player board now is modular. You decide as a group as to which boards you're going to play.
Which 5 animals you're going to use.
So every game can be different.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because I think there's like 16 animals to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
So each color has 16 animals. It's still just a 2-player game.
I think they tripled the amount of spirit cards, too.
Yeah, I think they tripled because there used to only be 6, and now there's like 17 or 18 of those. And but you're managing. It's not even card. Well, yes, it is cards. You have 7 cards that determine your actions, and they're all laid out in front of you. You see exactly what you have. All of your opponent sees exactly what you have. As you use a card to do that action, and that action could be as simple as pulling more stones from the bag and putting it into the bowl.
Yeah.
But you don't actually get a stone.
Mm-hmm.
It could be taking stones out of the bowl. It could be a combination of both. but you're taking stones out of the bowl and you're putting them onto your various animals based on what that animal wants. Does it want 3 of a kind? Does it want 1 of each color? Does it want a set, 2 sets of, or 3 sets of 2? What does it want? As you get to the end of how many actions you have, there's 1 card that lets you flip everything back over and start over again. But that's all you get to do. It's such a neat 2-player game. I absolutely love this, and it is now available at Hasbro. I want to say Hasbro's website, because that's where I originally found it, and then they sold it at Gen Con, and I bought another copy. So, I think we ended up giving a copy to Jeff and Ashley.
Did we?
Yeah, I think I gave them, or no, maybe he bought a copy there. I know I gave a copy away to somebody because I ended up with 2 copies of it. But anyway,
you can get it on Amazon, Noble Knights, and eBay.
Oh, there you go. So it's
Or in the
much
Geek
more
market.
widely available now, which is fantastic.
$22.
Yeah, so worth it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I feel Season 0 should be up here with this because I really, really liked Season 0.
Well, and Season 1 was really good.
Yes, it was.
And Season 2 gave a whole lot of aha moments. And even Season 0, which technically predates the others, but you got to play them in order. 1, 2, 0. We got into Season 0 and they were like, oh, really?
This made so much more sense.
Oh my gosh, they played so good together.
Something will come and it's like going,
wait,
that's them. Holy cow, this is how that happened.
I love this whole series. I really do.
But 0, I really, really enjoyed 0. I really enjoyed 1, apparently, because we gave it a 9.
Yeah. I enjoyed
this is
2,
just
but I feel like the problem with 2 was we took a year break in between. We played that one during the pandemic.
Yeah. We started it off with just Eric and Journey,
and then they lost
interest. Yeah.
And we waited almost a year and finally decided, oh, to heck with it. We just picked it back up. And I think by that time I feel like if we played it again, we'd probably like it much better.
I have a hot breath of a dog on me. Yes,
oh, wow.
I see you down there. Hello.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, it's Pandemic. You're managing the country cards and everything.
Yeah.
And then we have Pandemic just right above it.
Yeah.
And then we have
OG.
Kanban EV. This is you're managing you have to go to the designing room to get the cars, to get it out, and then you're trying to build it.
Is it basically just all the tiles you're trying to manage?
I think so.
I don't remember there being cards in this. I mean, yes, you're managing the tiles you're picking up from the various locations, and you're managing your resources, but I'm trying to think what the hand management is. I don't remember there being cards in this. See, this is another one. I don't think I would call this a hand management, because you're taking the tiles and you're immediately putting them on your board. You're not holding them secret.
You have the meeting cards that you can take that's going to add stuff to it, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I would call this hand management, but maybe I'm just not remembering part of the game.
Yeah, well, it's been a minute since
it has.
I think we've played this game as well.
Yeah,
back in the K's.
Yeah, I think I would debate the hand management tag.
And we've only played it 3 times. So the last time was in 23.
Okay, so it's been a little while. All right.
And the last one, which is a 9.5, is Dinogenics. And this one,
this one.
The card management is your DNA and
DNA
your
cards.
What are those other cards called? How do I not know this? This is one of my all-time favorite games, and why do I not remember what the cards are called? There are the DNA cards where you go to the DNA office to get to, and then there are the agency cards. Those are
some good, some
bonus
bad
things to be able to do different things, but you're going to get a this is also where you go and get rid of your
the tokens. What are those?
Scandal tokens. Yeah. And I play that one a lot though. But yeah, this is all about how you're playing your cards.
Yeah. It's managing that DNA in order to get the dinosaurs into your park, because you have to have so many DNA cards of a specific type, whether you're going to buy it off the market, whether you're getting into the black market, whether you're going to the boneyard. There's lots of ways to get it. You just got to manage how you're going to and what you've got.
Yes.
Selling off the ones you don't need to get some extra cash, that type of thing. So.
Okay, so that's some of our hand management games. There are a lot more, and trust me, you don't want to sit here for that long to hear all the rest of them, though. Let us know in the comments what kind of hand management you like, your favorite ones, maybe your favorite 3, or even just your favorite one. Let us know. Okay, so this week we are talking about Age of Automaton, which we keep saying. We're going to probably say it during the
Automation.
Yeah, we're probably going to say that a bunch of times and then have to correct ourselves.
Yes.
So Age of Automaton, is newly out. This actually released in Europe in 2024. It is just now made in the United States. The Kickstarter is actually just now.
We got it Thursday.
We just got it this week. So in Automaton, it is a 2-player game, 60 to 120 minutes, age 14 and up. Designers, this is why I'm doing this part.
I refused.
The designer is Vacharis Thanosum. We are going to butcher this.
I'm thinking this came from Thailand.
This is from Thailand,
yes.
Artist is
Sumetha
Donghuntod and Tatariga Sikantekbutur. I have no idea. Katie's going to put them up right here so you can try and pronounce them yourself. I'm sorry if you designers are watching this. I know I butchered you guys to death. This is also published by Four Corner Games.
4-comma game.
4-comma game. See, I've already been tongue-tied from... There is too many consonants in those words.
There are a lot of consonants in that name, yes. Okay.
So do you want to at least explain the game real
I can
quick?
at least explain the game very quickly, yes.
Untongue my tie. Untie my tongue. Wow. That's what those words do to you.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Before we get into gameplay or how it plays, I'm going to read you what says on the back of the box so you kind of get the theme of the game. So in Age of Automation, or there I go, Age of Automation, Age of Automaton, you are an entrepreneur trying to build the best automaton factory in the world. You have 5 years to prove your success in this business. In these 5 years, you must build automatons to work in your factory, upgrade them, sell them to your clients, and send them to prospects for new sources of materials. These are all important for you to accumulate your victory points. However, you are not the only player in this business. It's fiercely competitive, and being the best automaton factory is no easy task. And that font on the back of the box is kind of hard to read.
So with Age of Automaton, this is a worker placement action selection game. There are a total of 8 different actions you can choose during the game. You have, at the beginning of the game, 3 options. By the end of the game, you have a 4th action available to you. 4th action marker, I should say.
Yes.
This plays in 5 rounds. Each round, everybody lays out their actions and then uses your worker dice. Now, the workers are actually dice that are rated between 1 and 4 in strength. The action selection is your player board, and there are just little discs you put onto your player board to determine what action you're going to do. Now, of the 8 actions, they are tied together in 4 columns. So you have an option of, well, let's just start here. When you start your turn, you choose the action you're going to take. And those actions, and forgive me if I'm going to pull the book out here for a second so I can see the names of them so I don't give you the wrong information. So those actions include prospect. Prospect is to go out onto the board. You place. Now what happens? You choose the action you're going to do. If you choose one of the 4 dark actions that require a worker placement, then you take a die from the factory and you put it out onto the board. And the strength you get from that action is determined by the strength of the worker you're putting there. I'll come back to that. If you choose one of the lower actions, one of the ones in the light gray, those don't require a worker to go out and do anything. Those are more almost resource gathering actions. You're gathering more workers, you're gathering resources, you're gathering money, or you are doing a sponsorship.
Sponsorships were tokens at the very bottom. It just gave you some
That's
things.
right.
It
That's
gave
right.
you resources. It gave you money.
That's right. You could go up on a
And gave
sponsorship.
you the, you kept calling it propaganda.
That's what it looked like.
But it was called,
yes.
What was it called? It was.
It's the bullhorn from Tesla versus Edison.
The bullhorn.
That's why I think of it as propaganda, because it's that same icon that was in Tesla versus Edison that meant propaganda.
Right.
But now I don't remember what it was.
It is, I've got it here, reputation.
Reputation. There we go. I was trying to find it here in the book.
But you'll have to show them the bullhorn.
I absolutely will. I'll compare the two between Tesla versus Edison and this one. You'll see why I keep calling it propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The actions you can take. The interesting thing with this one is that on your player board, all of the actions are lined up in columns. So prospect goes along with funding. To prospect, you're going out and you're trying to go up one of the 4 tracks on the board of the various different colors. And each of those tracks is going to give you friendship in a certain area, but it's also going to give you reputation. But you have to have certain things in order to move up that track. And we're going to come back to exactly how that works. But alternatively, you can do funding. Funding is just to go out and get some money. You got to get some cash because you're going to need it. The next option is equipment. Equipment requires putting a worker on the board. The cards you have the option of is determined by the strength of your worker. And again, like I said, your worker dice are rated from 1 to 4. If you put a worker strength 4 there, then you can choose any of the 4 cards. But if you put a worker strength 2, you only get option of the first 2 cards. Even after you've picked your card, though, as a benefit for going to that location, you get victory points based on the strength of the worker you put there. So the stronger the worker, the more victory points you're going to get just for going to that location. These cards will give you the option to take an extra action right then and there. It requires another dice, but you can take an extra action right then and there of the 4 primary actions.
The dice are the automaton.
Thank you. They're workers. And they even call them workers in the book. But yes, they are the automaton. Plural. At the bottom of each equipment card, though, is a piece you can slide under your board, and every time you do an action from that column, you can do this piece as well. Those cards may give you the option of rolling an extra component dice or a resource die. It may give you the option of taking a coin. So there's all sorts of different things these cards allowed you to do when you took the base action. But they permanently go underneath your board to amplify the base actions. Underneath equipment, your other option for equipment was to do an assembly. Assembly lets you get more workers out, more of your automaton workers out into the factory that you could use for your primary actions. R&D, and there's 3 different types, and these all play very similar. I should have just mentioned them all together. Equipment, R&D, and sales. Those are all 3 primary actions.
They're
all cards. Each card does something different. We talked about the equipment cards already. The R&D cards are...
You're building an automaton.
Yeah, they're building pieces. They are equipment pieces where it will let you increase the strength of 1 or 2 of your dice workers, of your automaton dice workers, so that they can get you better actions in the future. They also let you go up various friendship tracks, and these friendship tracks are all end-game scoring. But if at the end of the game, if you have a larger set of these pieces, then that's points at the end of the game. You get points for a set collection of these. When you take that particular action for R&D, now you get resources or coins as well, depending on the strength of your worker. The third one was the sale action. The sale action was endgame victory points, but it also gave you friendship points. Friendship lets you move up the friendship tracks, and it gave you, I want to say propaganda, but reputation. Thank you. Gave you reputation. These cost resources, though, as did the equipment cards. These all cost resources. If you don't have the resources, you can't buy them. Again, with this one, you get, based on the level of the dice you put down there, you get coins. Coins are big. So those were the main 4 actions. Again, along the bottom, you had the funding, you had the assembly, you had sponsorship, which we talked about briefly, And then you also had purchasing, and purchasing was basically getting more resources. It gave you a way to get anywhere from 3 to 6 resources. All right, so how the game plays. So now you're putting your action selection down into one of these 8 spots. The big tie with this one, though, and I think I touched on this briefly already, was if you chose the top one in the column, you couldn't take the bottom one without doing a special action. You could, but it cost you to do so. So if I chose prospect, I couldn't choose funding in the same round. If I chose purchasing is right below sale. I couldn't choose sale in the same round unless I did a special action, which allowed me to do that if I used overtime. Mm-hmm. But if I did that, it lost me points. It lost you coin, and it lost you.
It was not in reputation.
It wasn't reputation. It was
the thumbs up.
The thumbs up. Yeah, it was on the top of your player board.
It doesn't have it on there.
It does not say what it is. Okay, that's fine. But
I will look for it.
Okay, there you go. Reliability. I just found it in the rules.
Okay.
But if you did that, you lost reliability, which at first is not a big deal.
No.
But if you do it too often, you're going to start losing points as well.
Yes, because at the end of the game, that's a multiplier.
That's a multiplier.
One of the factories.
It absolutely is.
Or one of the companies.
All right, so you're putting your action selection down onto a spot, and then if that action requires a die worker, then you're taking that die worker and placing it out. Each spot only can take so many workers. So you could, well, no, you can't do the same action twice because you can only use action selection once.
Yeah.
But in a 4-player game, that could cause a problem because some spaces are going to be blocked out. The game plays in 5 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Each round has 5 years. Each round has several phases. You start off with the market phase, and that is simply rolling some dice to see what's available in the market. Mm-hmm. This comes into play if you do the purchasing action, because that is what you're going to get if you do purchasing. Then you do the action phase. Everybody takes their turns. For the first 3 years, you only get 3 actions. The last 2 years, you get a 4th action. Then you do the donation phase. Now, the donation phase comes specifically off of the, what was that, prospect? I think it was the prospect action.
Yes.
So this comes specifically off of the prospect action. When you do the prospect action, there are 3 dice that you roll. You have to, your success or failure in this prospect action is determined on those dice and the strength of the die you used to activate it. If I used a 3 and I roll those 3 prospect dice and I roll a 2, 3, and 4, then I have succeeded twice. I have failed once. Now there is a way to lower that 4. That's in one of the special actions, but without spending points or money, mm-hmm. I've succeeded twice. I choose any one of the tracks to go up, and I have to go up that track that many times, or as far as my current resource level will let me. If I don't have the money to go up twice, then I don't get to go up twice. If I don't have the cards already in play to go up that second time, then I can't go up that second time. It just depends on what's on the track and what it requires. But when it comes down to the donation phase, now you're looking at how many tracks you've gone up. Have I gone up 1 track? Have I gone up all 3 or all 4 tracks?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how far up those tracks you go.
No, it does not. It just matters how many tracks you've gone up. Have you advanced at least once? If I've advanced, so let's pretend I've advanced up 2 tracks by now. And those 2 tracks, you add 2 to that number no matter what. So now I can make 4 donations. I choose either either resources or money out of my supply. I donate those back to the bank, basically. And then I can move up on the donation file, the donation track, that many times. If I pass a reputation bullhorn, then I can move up the reputation track as well. I did. So those 2 tracks are kind of tied together. On the reputation track, there are architects. I think they called them architects. Engineers, thank you. But as you progress up the reputation track, there are spots with certain engineers on them. And once I have gotten to or past those, that increases what I can make on the funding or the purchasing actions. Okay, so you have the donation phase. Then you go into the audit phase. Now, the audit cards, there's 4 cards laid out at the beginning of the game. And there is a little tracker on those audit cards. at this point, whoever's in first rolls the die, and that audit marker moves anywhere from 1 to 6 spots. If it passes the final location on a card, everybody has to be able to meet the requirements on that card, or you take a token that loses you 3 points at the end of the game. So, like the cards we had out last night, one of them was have 5 coins. One of them was have 6 resources. At one point, we both had 6 resources, but when this card got to its final location, neither of us had 6 resources left. We had both used them all. One of them was to be 11 spots up on the donation track. So it's that type of thing. How far have you progressed? How many things do you own in order to meet this? But you never know when it's coming. You could roll a 1 or a 2, and that card takes several rounds to get through because you're only rolling it once per round. You could also roll a lot of 5s and 6s and clear through 2 of them in one turn. So yeah, it was an interesting step. And then the last round is the cleanup phase. You return all your workers to the factory. You redo the market phase. Well, you redo the market phase at the start of the round.
You take the leftmost card in each of the rows and shove everything down and replace the next one.
Yes. So you're cycling all of the card stacks a little bit. That type of thing.
You redo the sponsorship tokens.
Yes, the sponsorship tokens. Yeah, that's right. I didn't really go into that. The sponsor, we touched on it very briefly, but there are some tokens down at the bottom of the board, near the bottom of the board, that you can take one of those for your sponsorship action and just gain some benefits off of it. And some of it is new workers, new worker dice at certain levels. Some of it is roll purchasing dice a couple times and gain those resources. Dice. Yes, or just get 3 resources of your choice, that type of thing. Oh my goodness. Okay.
That kind of covers it.
It does. And I feel like, okay, so there's not a lot out on this one.
We've kind of touched on gameplay a little bit, but I'm sure there's still a lot more to talk about on this gameplay. Like, there's not really one area on this board you can just not do.
No, you have to do everything.
You need to partake in each section.
And because each section is a specific action. And by the end of the game, you take 4 actions. And we didn't really touch on the special actions. Like the special actions, you could do overtime. Overtime allowed you to do both actions in a column.
Right.
So you could do sale and purchasing if you wanted to. But again, you lost coins every time you did it. You could do overbuild, which allowed you to...
You paid 3 coins. You lost one of your, the thumbs up guys. What was this called again?
Reputation.
Nope, not reputation.
Reliability.
Reliability. Yes. You lost reliability on any of the special actions you did. You lost reliability.
Yes.
You had to pay 3 coins, and then you could put out a new automaton. You build a new automaton and put it in your factory. And then overclock was...
Overclock, you could increase one of your guys
the
up by 1.
Up, but you had to pay 2 coins.
Right. And then there was overdrive. Yeah. This is the one you could do in order to reduce the dice in the...
Reduce the number on the dice in the prospect area.
Prospect action, yes. So that you could pass more. And I think I had to do it once because I rolled 2 5s and a 1 or something like that. And it allowed you to reduce all of the dice by paying a coin and by going down 1 in your reliability.
Yeah, and then there was the free actions that we didn't really touch on.
Yes, which were all on the specialists.
Which were, if you had the... Now, this is the weird thing about this game. To put out a specialist, if you had the resources, you did not spend the resources. Right. If you had the resources, you could put out a specialist for free.
Yes.
Not really free because you had to have that, but it was a free action.
But you didn't spend them.
You didn't spend any time to put them out.
Right.
Or you could have a free action of you would exhaust it, I guess. I don't think you can say tapping anymore because Magic has that trademarked.
You rotate it 90 degrees clockwise.
There you go. I think that's actually what it says in the game
to
too.
Rotate
and do the power on the card.
Right.
Or you could discard one of your specialists.
And get the benefit of the bottom.
And get the benefit on the bottom.
Right.
But you can't do a special action with it.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy to... I understand it was to get quick resources.
Yes, it was a quick way to get resources.
As you were calling the friendship tracks, those are the companies that you are building these automatons for. It is called the friendship
Okay.
track, I believe, but actually
Relationship. They're called relationship
It's the
tracks.
relationship you have with these companies that you're building these automatons for.
Yeah.
This one of those relationships with one of those companies is how many you get out, how many specials you get out is a multiplier to the points
Right.
you're going to gain for that. So it's like, why do I want to get rid of it?
But the benefit of it is, and this isn't these as well as the special actions, the 4 that you have to spend reliability on. Those are anytime actions.
Right.
They are free actions you can do at the beginning or end of your main action. They don't cost you an action.
Right.
So I could see it if you needed, okay, this worker, if I get rid of this, I'm not using the power, but it'll give me 2 yellows that I need in order to do this. And if I don't use those 2 yellows to get this action, then I'm going to have wasted turn going to purchasing. But maybe I've already taken sales, so I can't take purchasing, which means I have to wait till a whole nother round.
I understand the whole part of that. I get it, but why?
Because you may not want to spend
You're
a whole
going to lose
round
points
to
at
get
the
it.
end of the game.
Well, yes, but maybe now you're going to get more if you do it.
I don't know. I think that's too much of a risk.
I don't know. I think
we'll have to play it again and maybe try that. I think it'll be too much of a risk. I think it's way too much of a risk. Now, the disconnect I was thinking.
If you're not going up that track, though, just ignore that track if you're not going to play them. So
now, the weird thing about this thing, though, as I was talking about, to put out specialists, you just had to have the resources.
Yes.
Everything else, you had to spend the resources.
Right.
So it's like going.
It was a weird.
So you had to basically plan it out as like going, okay, I'm going to go up to the equipment to buy this card, but I want to get this specialist out. So I got to first play this free action to get this specialist out before I spend these resources. Because once I do, I'm not going to be able to do it this turn.
Yeah, I screwed that up a couple times.
There was a lot of planning there to get that to
just
work.
Right. Well, luckily you could do the free actions either before or after your main action. You just couldn't interrupt your main action with it.
And I had a specialist that had that if I used its power, I could back up the audit tracker one. And it never really came to help because we were always, every time we'd roll a die, it would go to the next card.
Yeah.
Except for that very first roll, which we did at the wrong time. We did it in the first round. You don't start it until the second round.
Right? Yeah.
But it never really helped me.
No,
but
it didn't help
it
us
became
much.
a multiplier at the end of the game.
Yeah, it did. It did. Okay, so backing up a second to the rule book, like I started to say, there is nothing out there on this that we could make heads or tails out of.
There are 3 videos. One's in Taiwanese,
yeah,
or whatever. I think it's
it's got to be Taiwanese.
Is that the language they speak there?
Anyway, I think so.
The other one's by the designer who's Taiwan, so he talks with a thicker accent. His English is very good, but it has that accent, and he speaks very fast.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to track him.
Yeah.
And the other one was
at a convention.
It was
really loud.
Or right after a convention or something.
And we'll typically watch a video to get the basic overview of a game and then read the book. So that the book makes more sense as we're reading it because we already know the basic overview of the game. That's typically how we will learn a game. So we read through this book, and there were a few spots where like, that doesn't make sense, but you know what? Let's keep reading. It will make sense. And it did.
It did.
By the end of it, there were a couple things I had questions on, but every one of them were translation issues. I don't think it was because there was a spot left out in the rule book. It was a translation thing that we were we were later able to find the right answer to.
Yes.
But overall, the rule book, I think, is really well laid out. It seems thick, but it's a lot of graphics and pictures. So it actually read very fast. I don't think we spent but an hour reading.
And they sent us a sheet with the game. When you first open, you see the sheet right away of where there were some
typos. Where the translation issues happened or the typos happened. Yeah.
And then there's something like for a 2-player setup, you were supposed to do this instead of that.
Yeah,
and
there's one extra place you had to block
off. It really didn't affect anything except for the one that we completely missed. There's only 3 of them. We completely missed the one when you go to the prospect track and you get up to the part where it shows the 2 cards, the equipment card and
I think, again, this was a translation
R&D
issue.
card. Yeah. It said in the book, it was a chance to purchase a card, but it was supposed to be you were supposed to already have the cards.
Yes.
It was possess and purchase was the two words that were needed to be
Well,
replaced.
and here it talks about purchase, but they left out the word have. This is where I think it was honestly just a translation issue.
Yeah.
And then in the addendum they sent out, it says, no, you have to actually possess these cards already. You can't purchase them right here.
Right.
But that was really the only big place that we were like, wait a minute, this does not make sense.
Yeah.
But we were able later to find it when we pulled out the little addendum they sent.
Well, I looked at it on BGG at first, and then it's on. I was like, going, wait.
Let's
and
go
we
back
looked
to
at
the
it, I was
addendum.
like, we read this. We read this multiple times.
But
I was like,
at 10 o'clock
totally
last
forgot
night, at 10 o'clock last night, we forgot about the addendum. Anyway, okay, so the rule book I think is good.
Yes,
I think it explains the game very, very well.
You could pretty much find anything. Plus, it has another book that comes with it that explains almost all of the cards.
Yep.
There was a couple
There were some promo cards that did not explain.
Well, all the promo cards that said promo cards were back there.
Yeah, all the specialists
but
are
there was
on the
a couple as a specialist,
Once we figured out everything, it made sense.
Yeah, once you get the iconography down, it's pretty much the same thing. It does have a glossary, which is great.
This is fantastic. I used this glossary so many times last night when I wanted to just double check a rule.
Yeah. The main board and labels every part of the main board. It tells you all your what's on the player board, everything the specialists do.
Yeah.
And on the back, it
both
kind of
books were
shows
really
you the
good.
promos. So it actually, I don't know why they're really promos because they came with the game.
Well, and I
They
found
may
that
have
out
been Kickstarter
because they were promos handed out at Essen in 24.
Oh, okay.
If you pre-ordered the game or you bought it at Essen, they were handed out then.
Okay.
And I only know that because it says so on BGG. Because when I typed in Age of Automaton to put it into BGG this morning, that came up as well. I thought, oh, well, wait, we got those. Let me go in and mark that we have those as well. And I was reading it says on there that they were handed out in 2024 at Essen. But when they did the backer kit, they must have just decided to add them into the game.
Right.
Which I appreciated.
Yep. I found this game as another one of those games that I look at what the achievement are or in-game scoring stuff is.
Yeah.
And that's
you focused on that.
I totally focus on those. At first, I totally focus on the achievements.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this to get those achievements. I really want to get this card up because it's going to help me later anyway.
Yeah. I focused on getting up the tracks. That was my main focus.
Yeah, and this is why I said you got to pay attention to every area because I totally ignored the prospect tracks first round.
Yeah.
And she just smoked me on that track.
I did.
I only got two.
I never got to the top of any of them.
I got 3 of the 4 up, and I didn't even move on one of them.
No, I got all 4 tracks moved.
Yes.
But I didn't get to the top of any of them.
And I purposely got to the top of the one of them. I was like, I want to get up here to get some more points.
Yeah.
Because this was the game you seemed like.
We came out, I want to say
it was about
we were both over 100
difference.
It was a 12-point difference. So it wasn't bad for a first play.
Yeah, and you were 20 points ahead of me at one point.
Yes, I was.
But
it wasn't too bad.
No. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
You interrupted me and I forgot my thoughts here. I was talking about gameplay and now I have no idea where I was going.
I don't know.
So since I can't remember where I was going, we're going to talk about artwork. The artwork is...
I think it's fine.
It's cool. Yeah. I mean, it works.
I think the board is very well laid out. The
yes,
graphic design
the
of the
board
is,
and the graphic design, I really liked.
Yeah. Everything makes sense. Everything is well labeled. It's very... I don't want to call it futuristic, but it's not utilitarian either. It's not just plain. There's lots of color. There's a neat graphic design. Yeah, I had no problem with the artwork.
Yeah, artwork, great. The box design, great. The insert in the box is actually... It's cardboard insert, but it functions very well.
So I did like that. Yes, there was a lot of plastic in the way the cards were wrapped and all the plastic bags and all that crap. But... yeah, the insert itself is cardboard, but it fits nicely. Everything fits very nicely. Now I wish that it's like about a 1/4 inch too small for the box, too short for the box. So there is a little bit of a gap there.
On the lid?
Yeah. Well, no. Just the way
Oh, it's top. Yeah, they
But
needed to bring
from
it
where
up
the
just
board,
a little
yeah,
bit
it's
taller.
just a little bit. You can kind of see. Now, yes, the rule books will fit in here, but it's still just. I
And
wish
this
the box
comes
was
with
just a
two
hair
sets
shorter.
of rule books. It came in English and it came in Taiwanese.
Yes,
It's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, in Taiwanese. Yeah, we see multiple.
It's
sets
usually
of rule books all the
German
time,
or
but
French or Spanish
Yeah.
and stuff, but just not just Taiwanese and English.
yeah, that was unusual. But I don't know.
That's
I
fine.
liked it. I
So
like it.
theme. My honest
Yeah.
opinion, there was nothing.
No.
The theme was kind of pasted
Theme-
onto this.
Yes, theme never means much to me.
Right.
There's very few games that I feel like are very thematic.
Mhm.
I am more focused on the mechanics of a game and the
Mhm.
actions available and that type of thing. You're right. I don't think this one has.
Yeah, I did not feel like
the
I was
theme, but I
building a
don't think it's
factory.
there.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was building a factory or building the automatons.
No.
And working with the different companies that are wanting me
Yeah.
to have a relationship with and everything.
Yeah.
I did not feel it. It was pretty much just
Attacked on theme. Yeah.
put your pieces out there, do the actions, get points.
Right. No, I agree there. I agree.
I think that's the most downside of it is just no theme to this game whatsoever. The theme is I don't think the theme is there.
And like I said, I don't pay much attention to theme.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really think about it until after we started talking about it last night after the game. Yeah, I don't really, I don't see it either though. No.
Mm-hmm. So, final thoughts? Anything else?
I like it. I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Yes, I really want to
I'm
play this
seriously
again.
thinking about taking this to Doug and Mary's tonight and seeing how it
And
plays
see
with
if they
4
want to play
players.
with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than taking,
Surprise them.
you're right. Well, our plan was to take some of the T games, but now
Yes.
I'm thinking this
play
is brand
this.
new. We'll play
Yes.
this instead.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
and
a
we
month
need to get it
play
played
the
to
T
4
games.
players so we can do
We do.
the rules breakdown and the gameplay of
Yeah.
it and the actual review of it.
Yes, I agree. So yeah,
So, yeah.
this might go with us to Doug and Mary's tonight.
All right. That is Age of Automaton.
Our first look. We'll see if everything changes when we do the full review.
Yep. So this is going to do it for episode 106. If you like this episode or any of our content and haven't subscribed to the podcast, please do so by going to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. But in the meantime, if you want to follow us on social media just to keep up and see what we're doing, follow the links in the show notes. There you'll find links to Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Discord, Blue Sky, and our merch shop. Or you can contact us directly at meeplesociety@mail.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the next one.